All right. So this is going to be essentially a test run and also a tutorial. So a test run slash tutorial of learning different topics through Thuto. So I think a topic that I was slowly interested in is recommender systems. Um, just having an understanding of how recommender systems and why they recommend certain things for you. It's something that I found like really interesting. So I'm going to create, I'm going to create some learning assets through Thuto. So I'm going to add, let's say, recommender, right? It's a recommender systems. Okay. So it starts off by giving me um, this these topics, introduction to recommender system. Okay. So collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, hybrid recommenders. Okay. Evaluation of recommenders. Let's start off with this one. Okay. So it says learning assets for recommender system. So imagine you're browsing an online store, overwhelmed by countless products. So a recommender system comes to you, so to the rescue, suggesting that items would be tailored to your preference. So it's like having a personal shopper who knows exactly what you like. So recommender systems use data about past purchase, browsing history, and even reviews to predict what you might enjoy. They come in different flavors. Content based systems, they recommend items similar to ones you've liked before. Collaborative filtering systems, they suggest items that others users with similar taste have enjoyed. Hybrid systems, they combine both approaches for even more accurate recommendations. So these systems are used everywhere. So from streaming movies to commerce sites, recommended products, they make our lives easier. So now the goal is to provide or to create like a recommendation system for Tuto, where it recommends articles, video, or content that will help you learn. I haven't implemented that part yet. Now the recommendations that you see on the videos are a library from LangChain that I use. Now the thinking is let's ask it. So if I were to create, let's say, uh, so if I were to create a learning platform, so a learning platform, which one? So if I were to create a learning platform, which recommendation? Uh, let's say which recommender, which recommender system would you recommend? Yeah, let's ask it that. Which recommender system would you recommend, and why? And why? I want to see what answer it gives me. Okay. So recommended system collaborative filtering. Collaborative filtering is a widely used and effective recommender system approach for learning. Okay, so it says collaborative filtering. I wonder what collaborative filtering is. I can't remember it properly. So personalized recommendations. So it leverages user item, right, interactions data to identify similarities between users and item based. So based on similarities, so it recommends items that align with each user's preference and learning history. So I'm guessing if I were to create tutor in this reference, it would look at different users. It would be like, okay, user A likes this content material, and then user, let's say C, also likes this content material. So recommend user A the content that user C likes. I'm guessing it's something along those lines. Okay. Okay. So it says, I see here it says Collaborative filtering algorithms are scalable to large data sets with millions of users. Okay, I don't have millions of users. This item makes them suitable for learning platforms with extensive content libraries. So cold start problem mitigation. So unlike content-based recommend, so I need to know the difference between the collaborative-based filtering and the content-based. Okay, hopefully Thuto covers that. Let me close this and watch the videos that they recommend.
Hi, and welcome back to Data Science in Minutes. I'm Blair, and in this video, we'll be learning about recommender systems. So, what do you think of when you think of recommendations? My friend recommends that I watch Stranger Things, and my sister recommends that I watch Ozark, and my mom recommends that I see this new documentary on planet Earth. Are these recommendations based on what they like or what I like? And what if I want to watch something different that none of those three recommended? Wouldn't it be great if someone just understood me? Well, that's where recommender systems comes in. So what really is a recommender system? A recommender system is really an automated system to filter some entities. These entities can be any products, ads, people, movies, or songs. And we see this from all over on a daily basis, from Amazon to Netflix to Pandora to YouTube to eHarmony. For example, we watch a movie and then later on we get a recommendation for a different movie based on the power of previous viewing history. It could also be a product that we bought and then we get a recommendation for another product based on the previous product viewing or purchase history. And the recommender doesn't work only in what products we are being shown, but also in what order the products are being ranked. So why are recommender systems being built? Businesses are showing us recommendations and relevant content for a couple of reasons. For one, most businesses think they understand their customer, but oftentimes customers can behave much differently than you would think, so it's important to show the users what is relevant to them while also sharing new items they would be interested in.
Yeah, I think this content speaks to Thuto, so I would want it to show you the most relevant information.
Recommender systems also serves to help us solve the information overload problem and helps us narrow down the set of choices, and for businesses, they get the benefit of selling more relevant items to the user. It is also there to help you, the customer, discover new and interesting things and to help you save time. And from a business perspective, it helps to better understand what the user wants.
So the idea that I'm thinking of implementing is that with the current system that you have in Thuto, you create this content, right? It's a solid one-to-one interaction. I was thinking of adding a recommendation page where it recommends content that you would find like useful. So, for example, you'd be like interested in like you're a UX designer. You'd be interested in you write like I'm also interested in like machine learning, and then it'll recommend like machine learning content that will be useful, especially in context to design.
So, how does it work? Let's say you like cheeseburgers, sans tomatoes. So how does your mom know whether or not you like tomatoes on your burger? She could have asked you specifically if you want tomatoes, or she watched you pick them out every time you order a burger. A recommendation engine works the same way. It will either ask you what you want or ask if the content was relevant, look at other users with similar behavior, or study your activity. And even if your mom knows you well, maybe a machine learning algorithm knows you better. For example, when we go to Netflix or any other service that relies on recommendations, the first time when we go there, they will ask you what are your taste preferences. And there is a reason for that. Because if they do not know what your taste preferences are at all, it's a cold start problem. They have no idea and they have no profile for you. And they will force you to at least put in something. What movie do you...
Interesting. Tito also mentioned this cold start problem. Now, the thinking is through the registration, through the registration, we can ask them like, what are your three basic interests? So I think this is similar to something like a pin interest, where you'd select what you'd find interesting, and then it would have that information loaded up. So we could ask, so I think we can first start off with like, what is your goal? What is it that you want to achieve? What career do you want?
What movie do you like, and so on, because how would they know otherwise? So let's say I place an order through Amazon Prime for bananas. Now I'm being shown a banana slicer in the recommendations to me. This banana slicer has over 5,000 reviews and a 5-star rating. User ratings, number of reviews, and relevancy can play a factor in terms of what is being recommended to me. Another example of this is how YouTube's recommendations work. Videos that have a lot of watch time, engagement, is relevant to the topic I am searching, and is a relevant topic based on my video history will be shown to me. If I watch a trailer for Avengers Endgame, I might be shown a trailer for Iron Man, or funny bloopers from filming the movie, or an interview with some of the actors. These algorithms are so smart that they are able to decide what to show us and can be scary accurate. It should also be noted that each company.
Yeah. Now the thinking is, why would one create a recommendation system for something like this? Like, why would one recreate when these things exist within, um, like with mainstream interactions, right? Now the thinking is, when you really think about this, especially with regards to like YouTube, people interface with YouTube with everything, right? They interface with YouTube with for learning, they interface with YouTube for entertainment, right? And when you really think about like what happens there, right? Like the interaction between um, entertainment and learning, and when you look at the benchmarks that they set for for the models to kind of like look forward to, which is engagement and high watch. Which one do you think wins? Right? Like when you look at yourself and think, is like, okay, with regards to YouTube, what do I watch the most? Like what do you watch the most? I watch a lot of like junk stuff, you know. So obviously that would be prioritized. So YouTube is not an efficient tool, right, for learning. I would have to say it. You can learn, but you'll have like a lot of distractions. Like how many times, like I find myself so many times like, okay, I want to search this, like I want to search this on YouTube, I want to learn this specific thing on YouTube, and then I find like something that just kind of like pops up, you know. It's like I don't know, Kanye West's new album, or you know, something along those lines, and I find myself like listening to music and just like getting into that rabbit hole. Now, if you would have YouTube actually embedded within Thuto, and then we would almost have like a direct method of recommending things, right? Like we or Thuto has a very specific filter or a path that you go through.
Might have their own algorithm and way of generating recommendations, and that what one company's method for applying recommendations does not apply to all. In our next video, we will look at the different types of recommendations and how they are applied. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, leave us a comment about the strangest thing you've been recommended, and what topic you'd like to see covered in less than 5 minutes. For more tutorials, check out tutorials.datasciencedojo.com.
Okay, this is good. For in terms of tutor, the video that I recommended was relevant. I'll go to the next video just to get more information on recommendation. So recommendation systems. So that would be part 2 of this video.